privileged to be picked by all the people around the country, because those are the people that pay for our salaries and pay to go in the game. They pick the players they want to see in an all-star game, and believe me, it's my pleasure to be here and to be wanted by so many fans across the country.
Probably the highest honor that a baseball player can receive, you know, being named in the all-star game, and I'm sure that it's one of his proudest moments when he can play in the all-star game.
Of course, when you're competing against another league that has always been rumored is weaker than you or stronger than you, you always want to show them that you are the best.
When it really comes to the all-star break, I think that you have so much pride that you love to make it. Once you're down here, you enjoy it so much, and it really means a lot to me. And
it means more to me today than it did when I first broke in, simply because I'm old and a lot of good young ball players around today.
Allow us to introduce America's best warranty. One with 10 years, 100,000 miles powertrain coverage, 5 years, 60,000 miles bumper-to-bumper protection, and 5 years unlimited mileage roadside assistance. Who makes such solid cars that they can offer a warranty this strong? Introducing the Hyundai Advantage. It's yours on every 1999 Hyundai.
At Uniroyal, in order to make a point about our nail guard tires, we added a few to our test track. Nail guard tires, designed to seal 90% of tread punctures, instantly and permanently. Only from Uniroyal.
The store is now closing. Please make your final collections. Thank you. Available first at Foot Action.
If you want to see the greatest uncut fights of all time, you've got to watch ESPN Classic. Now experience boxing's most unique show, an exclusive look inside the ring with a champ, Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray's Hit Parade. He'll take you through historic battles and give you the inside story behind every hook, jab, and knockout from fights that are totally uncut. Sugar Ray's Hit Parade. Tuesday at 9, only on ESPN Classic.
So close to the action, you got to duck.
Are you old school?
This is ESPN Classic.
The Major League's cream of the crop gather in Atlanta, Georgia for some Southern hospitality and the 1972 All-Star Game. A standing room only crowd of over 53,000 streams into Atlanta Stadium for the annual Classic, and another 50,000 ticket requests had to be denied even though the game is being televised. The glorious tradition of baseball's All-Star Game is unparalleled in sports, and the Atlanta fans eagerly anticipate their Star-Spangled Night. It all began back in 1933, when, naturally enough, Babe Ruth belted the Dream Game's first home run. Superstars have the knack of rising to an occasion, and few have followed the Babe's footsteps as closely as Willie Mays. No one player has dominated All-Star competition the way Willie Mays has. He's the all-time leader in hits, runs scored, stolen bases, and has played on 16 winning teams. This performance in 1963 is typically Willie as he steals twice, scores 2 runs, drives in 2 more, and puts the icing on the cake with a game-saving defensive play.
If you have thinning hair, call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB now, and we'll send you our new 40-page hair loss update. It covers the most up-to-date information on Hair Club's most natural-looking, non-surgical hair development to date. You won't believe some of the hairstyles that you never thought you could have again that are now attainable through this method. So whether you're brushing your hair back, coming out of a pool, or just roughing it up, it looks and feels just like your own hair. Remember, call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB now and get your free booklet. That's 1-800-HAIR-CLUB.
When you buy a bargain basement PC, what you're really buying is a mystery box. Will there be a monitor? Probably not. Lots of software? Ha! A year on the internet, 24/7 tech support? Dream on. With a Gateway Essential PC, you know exactly what you're getting. Monitor, great software, award-winning tech support, and internet access for $28 a month or less than $1 a day. No mystery there. Call 1-800-GATEWAY for a Gateway Essential PC with an Intel Celeron processor.
Discover the amazing training secrets of America's finest baseball school in an exciting instructional video. Baseball World's Defensive Drills video features professional scout and instructor Tommy Mansky and the same techniques that produced his back-to-back-to-back AAU national championship teams. Collegiate Baseball Magazine's editor calls it a masterpiece, the best drill video ever produced. This video is endorsed by top professionals like superstar Fred McGriff.
This is the instructional video that gets results.
The Defensive Drills video benefits players of all ages and ability levels and makes a great gift too, so call now.
Go one-on-one with the legend you'll never forget.
Why I'm in love with classic sports is because it gives people a chance to see for themselves some of the things that we do.
Anybody that gets in my way is going to pay.
I knew I could take on these women in my prime, but the prime was gone.
I got the chance to live my dreams.
The ABA was the most special of times.
Yeah, but I don't remember too well. That's what happens when you play without a helmet.
Go one-on-one, Shap one-on-one. Tomorrow at 6:30, only on ESPN Classic.
It ain't over till it's over.
This is ESPN Classic.
Ted Williams stepped up to the plate with 2 out, 2 on, and the American League trailing in the bottom of the 9th when this dramatic last-ditch home run won the 1941 Classic 7-5. Then in 1946, Williams spearheaded a 12-0 American League rout with a 4-for-4 performance, including 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. Ted's second 4-bagger came off Rip Sewell's famous blooper pitch. But Ted Williams knew all-star tragedy, too. In 1950, he robbed Ralph Kiner of an extra base hit and fractured his elbow banging into the left field wall. Red Schoendienst remembers that day for a different reason.
I never forget the 1950 All-Star game. I didn't even think I was going to get in the game, and more or less kidding, and it so happened that I hit a home run and we won that particular All-Star game in the 14th inning. Well, it was a big thrill, and I know anyone here tonight or any All-Star game, no matter if it's the first inning, 14th inning, or what have you, if they hit one, just a base hit or steal a base, it's always a thrill, no matter how many times you do it, no matter how many All-Star games you're in.
Probably the All-Star game that stands out in my mind is the one that was in St. Louis, and it was 104 degrees. We had a full crowd, and I think about the 3rd inning, everybody was just dropping like flies because of heat frustration. We played 10 innings that game, and the reason it stands out because Brooks was playing third base, and he robbed me of 3 base hits, and he made such great plays, and that's when I realized that that's why they call him the human vacuum cleaner.
Brooks Robinson may have swept up individual honors, but the National League won again on a Maury Wills single in the 10th inning.
I think 1969 was, we played in Washington. The fact that met the president, the vice president, then hit a home run in my first at bat. I think that was a tremendous thrill for me.
Johnny Bench almost made it an even more memorable day with a strong bid for a second home run. But Carl Yastrzemski pulled it back into the ballpark with an unbelievable catch. Willie McCovey smacked 2 home runs, though, and the National League won their 7th straight. In 1970, Jim Hickman's 12th inning single led to this bang-up finish as Pete Rose barreled into Ray Fosse to score the winning run. 1971 was long ball night in Detroit as Johnny Bench, Henry Aaron, Frank Robinson, Harmon Killebrew, and Roberto Clemente connected. But the granddaddy of them all belonged to Reggie Jackson.
Well, the first thing naturally that came to my mind is I hit a few home runs before in Major League Baseball, and when I did hit that one, I kind of knew it was out of the ballpark. I don't think there was any question when it was left at the bat.
Jackson's tremendous clout helped put the American League back in the win column, halting an 8-game losing streak.
The Boyd house is for sale.
Oh, hey, did you hear the Boyds are selling their house?
Yeah, it's a 2,400 square foot colonial revival, 2.5 baths, poured concrete foundation. Smell.
Oil-fired hot water heater. 30 gallon? 50.
Aren't you having surgery on Saturday?
No, I canceled that. The Boyds open house is Saturday.
Oh, right.
The Boyds installed parquet floors.
What'd he say? Parquet floors.
One line only.
If getting the word out about selling your house were like this, you wouldn't need Century 21. Real estate for the real world. Ask about our customized marketing system. For an office, call 1-800-4HOUSES.
Stay tuned to receive your free trial version of America's #1 accounting software for small business.
Okay, folks, here's your business cards, letterhead, and my invoice.
How did you create this invoice?
With QuickBooks accounting software, I called the toll-free number and got a free trial version.
Wish I had time to learn new software.
It takes no time. Answer a few simple questions and QuickBooks tailors itself to your business automatically. And if you can write a check, you can use QuickBooks. QuickBooks makes it easy to see who owes you money and how much you owe. It also does invoicing, payroll, and inventory. Plus, you get customizable reports and graphs that puts you in control of your business.
To try QuickBooks free, call 1-800-883-5995 for your free trial version. Or if you also need time tracking, estimating, and project costing, then try QuickBooks Pro. Either trial is yours free for calling 1-800-883-5995. That's 1-800-883-5995.
ESPN's countdown of the 50 greatest athletes of the century. The NFL career leader in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns. Other records, too numerous to mention. Super Bowls, 3 for 3. So far. Continuing our countdown to #1, ESPN Sports Century athlete number 27, Jerry Rice. Friday at 10:30 on ESPN, presented by General Motors.
This is ESPN Classic.
Commissioner Bowie Kuhn, future stars, and a demonstrative Atlanta crowd welcome baseball's newest Hall of Famers, Buck Leonard, Early Wynn, Lefty Gomez, and Sandy Koufax. And the 1972 All-Star Game is ready to go with National League starter Bob Gibson of the Cards facing leadoff hitter Rod Carew of the Twins. Carew hits a bouncer between first and second. Joe Morgan makes the play to Gibson covering, and Carew is out. The Yankees' Bobby Mercer is the next man to face Gibson. Mercer pops it straight up. And Johnny Bench, the people's choice as the game's top vote getter, makes the call. 2 down. Reggie Jackson tees off, sending Aaron to deep right field, and it's off the fence. Jackson eases into second with the first base hit of the night. The cleanup hitter is Dick Allen of the White Sox, a familiar opponent to Bob Gibson for 7 years in a Phillies uniform. Allen bounces out, Morgan to Lee May, and there's no score. Big Willie Stargell leads off the bottom of the second inning for the National League against Jim Palmer. Stargell reclaims his elusive bat in time to work the Orioles right-hander for a walk to become the first base runner for the National League. Palmer stares down at the ever-dangerous Johnny Bench. Carew grabs the big hop, steps on second, and throws to Dick Allen to complete a double play. Houston first baseman Lee May concentrates on Jim Palmer's pitching style. May's single is the initial National League base hit. Joe Torre is up with Don Kessinger on deck. Palmer nails Torrey on a half-swing strikeout to end the inning. Bill Freon leads off the American League third, with Pirates ace Steve Blass replacing Gibson on the mound. Ball 4 is way wide of the mark, and Freon has a walk. Jim Palmer squares to butt and successfully moves Freon to scoring position on the sacrifice. Blass faces the top of the order, Rod Carew. Carew smashes it right through the pitcher's box into center field. Willie Mays comes up throwing, but Freon beats the ball by an eyelash, and the American League draws first blood. Carew, a good base-stealing threat, leads off first with Bobby Mercer at the plate. Mercer's wicked line drive is speared by Lee May for an unassisted double play.
At Uniroyal, in order to make a point about our nail guard tires, we added
The score remains 1-0 as Cleveland's Gaylord Perry takes over the American League pitching chores in the bottom of the 6th inning to face his former Giants teammate Chris Spire. Spire bloops a soft fly into right field. Richie Scheinblum comes galloping in to make the catch. Perry goes through his pre-pitch ritual with Joe Morgan of the Reds at the plate. Rod Carew moves back on the outfield grass and retires Morgan for the second out. Cesar Cedeno of the Astros is next. Cedeno laces a single to left, only the 3rd National League hit of the night. The hometown hero, Henry Aaron, sets his sights. And there it goes. A replay shows Gaylord Perry shaking off the first sign, then shaking off a second before getting the signal for the pitch he wants. Aaron was waiting and gave it a ride. Carl Yastrzemski made a gallant try in left field, but the ball was far beyond his reach for a 2-run blast. Henry Aaron and Gaylord Perry are not strangers to baseball history. Early in 1971, Perry was pitching, Aaron hitting, and the result was Hammer and Henry's 600th home run. A plateau shared by only 3 men, Ruth, Mays, and Aaron. So Henry Aaron propels the National League into a 2-1 lead in Atlanta. In the top of the 8th inning, Sal Bando faces Montreal's Bill Stoneman. Joe Morgan flips over to Lee May, 1 down. Red Sox catcher Carlton Fisk is the only rookie in the 1972 All-Star game, and he cashes in on the opportunity with a solid single to left. Trying to protect the slim 1-run lead, Stoneman faces Kansas City's Cookie Rojas. Rojas connects. It's way back there. And it's gone for a home run as the American League regains the lead. On the replay, keep your eyes on left fielder Billy Williams. Williams drifts back, and bumps into the fence just as he makes his leap with the ball barely clearing his glove. Cookie Rojas' two-run home run makes the score American League 3, National League 2 in the middle of the 8th inning. Manager Earl Weaver selects knuckleballer Wilbur Wood to protect the lead. Chris Spire bounces out Bobby Grich to Norm Cash. Joe Morgan watches a knuckler dance in the dirt and becomes the potential tying run with a base on balls. Cesar Cedeno comes up with Al Oliver on deck. Joe Morgan takes his lead and takes off. Morgan steals second without drawing a throw. Wood fans Cedeno for out number 2, and Morgan remains on second. Al Oliver pops up to third baseman Sal Bando to end the inning, and manager Danny Murtaugh calls on relief pitcher Tug McGraw to try to keep it close.
As I started warming up in the last time I warmed up, I knew that I had a chance to be in the ball game because there was a lot of left-handed hitters coming up, and so I was really concentrating more or less on making good pitches. And then, as I started to go into the game itself on the cart, they called me into the ball game, and I realized I really was going to pitch in this ball game, and I started getting extremely nervous and almost to the point where I was afraid. But then I realized that they chose me to be here. I deserve to be here. I'm a good ball player. There's no reason to be afraid if I can get these guys out. And so I just more or less talked myself into being confident.
Confidence plus a sharp screwball sends Reggie Jackson down swinging. Norm Cash watches a called third strike cut across the plate, and there are 2 away with Oakland's Joe Rudy coming up. Rudy punches the ball to the opposite field, over the head of Lee May and down the line for a 2-base hit as the American League looks for an insurance run. But Tug McGraw fans Bobby Grich for his 3rd strikeout in the inning, and the National League goes to the bottom of the 9th, trailing 3-2. Billy Williams whistles a shot through Wilbur Wood's legs into center for a leadoff single, and the predominantly National League crowd comes to life. Manager Murtaugh foregoes the bunt and orders Manny Sanguillen to swing away. Sanguillen chops it over the mound and into center field, inches away from the lunging Bobby Grich. Williams steams into third. Lee May hits one into the hole. Grich makes a pretty play to force Sanguillen, but Williams carries the tying run across the plate. Juan Santo bounces to third. Bando to Rojas to Cash for the round-the-horn double play, and the 1972 All-Star game heads into extra innings. Tug McGraw, now the National League pitcher of record, induces Sal Bando to ground out Spire to May. Carlton Fisk tries to solve the screwballing McGraw. Fisk becomes McGraw's 4th strikeout victim. The Royals loop Spinella gets a pinch hitting call. Spire handles his grounder easily and guns it to first for the third out.
I got through the inning all right, and I came back to the dugout, and I realized that if we could score this inning, we had a chance to win the ball game, then I'd be the winning pitcher. But the most important thing to me was the fact that the National League did recognize relief pitchers on the all-star pitching staff.
Baltimore starter Dave McNally is the new American League hurler, and he walks pinch hitter Nate Colbert to open the bottom of the 10th. Chris Spire is up with Joe Morgan on deck. And this time, Danny Murtaugh calls for the sacrifice. Spire gets the job done, and Colbert carries the potential winning run to scoring position with one out. Joe Morgan and Dave McNally go head-to-head. Morgan lines it into right center, and Colbert is racing home. Joe Morgan's clutch hit gives the National League a crowd-pleasing 10-inning triumph, adding yet another stirring chapter to baseball's Midsummer Classic. But even more than that, the 1972 All-Star Game will best be remembered as the night the fans honored the pride of Atlanta, Henry Aaron.